Hey, today we will be making a summer body scrub. The reason why it is a summer body scrub is because it's a bit thicker than a regular body scrub, and if you're in AC all the time, like if your home has a full AC system, it might be too hard, probably a bit too hard. But if your home doesn't have like a full AC unit and some parts of it have some warm spots, then this will work for you because then it will melt to a nice texture. So let's begin. Everything that is used will be linked below. For this formula, we will be using Ritamulse, Stearic Acid, Shea Butter, Mango Butter, Fractionated Coconut Oil, Sweet Almond Oil, preservatives, fragrance oil, and some exfoliants. First, we're going to go ahead and add in our Stearic Acid. I am adding Stearic Acid to this because this is a summer body scrub, and I'm creating this specific formula for it to stay thick during really hot temperatures. So that's the purpose of Stearic Acid, to help with the thickening properties of this formulation. And we're adding in Stearic Acid at 5 grams, which is 3% of the formulation. The first thing we want to do is go ahead and weigh out our Ritamulse. We're using Ritamulse at 17 grams, which is 10% of the formulation. We're using Ritamulse as a complete emulsifier, and it also helps to thicken the formula. Like, it has a combination of everything, so it does work well. Oh, and it feels really good on the skin. That's why I decided to use this. The item I'll be adding, of course, is our Shea Butter. We're adding our Shea Butter at 10 grams, which is 6% of the formulation. I'm adding in our Shea Butter, of course, for the Shea Butter's moisturizing properties and also to help with the final texture and consistency of the body scrub. In addition to that, I'm also adding in my Mango Butter. My Mango Butter I'm adding in at 10 grams, which is also 6%, and I'm adding it in at the same percent as Shea Butter, also to help with the final texture of the formulation and to give it a nice good moisturizing feel. And if your home doesn't have air conditioner and you want it to still have a nice soft texture, but not too soft and not too hard. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add in my Fractionated Coconut Oil and my Sweet Almond Oil. So here is the thing: when I added in my Fractionated Coconut Oil and my Sweet Almond Oil, I don't have much. I don't know, my camera stopped recording. I don't know what it was. I didn't get the recording of that, but I did add in my Sweet Almond Oil at 20 grams, which is 18% of this formulation, and my Fractionated Coconut Oil at 24 grams, which is 14% of this formulation. Once I added those in, I put my combined formulation to melt, so that way everything can get incorporated. Now, once everything has melted, I did put it down in the fridge to cool down so I can get it to solidify just a little bit. Once it has completely solidified, I went ahead and whipped it up with my mixer. That is like the best part of this. That is the most important part, to whip it up with your mixer till you can get that nice creamy fluffy texture that we're looking for our body scrub. The next items I want to add in is my fragrance oils. I'm adding in my fragrance oil at 3 grams, which is 2% of the formulation. The fragrance oil I'm using is just whichever fragrance oil that you have in your home or that you purchase, you can go ahead and add it in. I did have some in my house, and I just decided to add it into this formulation. I will link the one that I used. The next item I add is my preservative. I'm adding my preservative of 1%. The next item I want to put in is my coloring, which is my mica. I have some mica, which is a dark reddish color that I purchased from Mod Micas, and I decided to try it in this to give it a nice rich burgundy slightly red look, and I honestly loved how it turned out. So I added that in. I just eyeballed it. I put probably like a few grams just to see if I like the color, and if I wanted more, I added more. So you can go ahead and do the same as well. Last but not least, I'm adding in my granulated sugar. I'm adding this in at 68 grams, which is 40% of the formulation. Now, if you do this and you test it and you want it to be a bit more abrasive or just a lot more scrubbing, go ahead and add more sugar. Use your discretion. I did like the 40%. It wasn't too much for me, and it wasn't too little either. So I felt like for me that was a perfect amount. Once that is completed, you can go ahead and put this in your jar, whatever jar you have at home, or if you're having a business, your plastic container. The formulation did turn out how I expected it, but one thing I want to point out: if you live in a home that is fully like air conditioned, this might be a bit too hard for you. It still will work. You're gonna have to just scoop it out and kind of press it down a bit, but I just want you to know, if your house is full of AC, really really good AC, it might be too hard. If you live in like a tropical area and you know you probably don't have a lot of air conditioner and you turn off your AC from time to time, this formula would work. So if you live in a tropical area and you're selling body scrubs or you're making body scrubs, you can test this formula out to see if you like it. One thing I will add, let's say you test it out and you want it to be thicker, and then when it melts, the texture that it gave you is not something that you like, add more stearic acid because it can thicken it up. However, when you add a bit more stearic acid to the formulation, it does have a bit of a drag on the skin. So that's what I wanted to point out. So if you want to replace the stearic acid with something, I would suggest going for cetyl alcohol and then increase the percentage of that, and you might get a better result. But let me know if you test it out, try it out, and tell me what you think, or ask the questions in the comment section, and I'll be able to help you to the best of my knowledge. So as you can see, it's a bit of a thicker scrub. Once it solidifies, you can add, as long as your skin is damp, add a little water to it and rub it into your skin, especially if you're in like a colder climate, or if you're in the tropics. It shouldn't be that hard to rub in or anything. Actually, I think it has a better texture in like tropical climates, and if it's not in too much of a cold area. So I hope you like it. Thanks for watching, and if you're interested in finding out more about oils or any of my other formulations, definitely click one of the links here and you'll be able to watch another video. Bye.